Welcome back to the Married at First Sight Season 12, Episode 12 review. This is Couples Couch with
Pat.
And I'm Kim. Let's get into this week's episode.
Not
The episode
people.
was called Must Love Dogs. So
Not real children, but dogs?
Yeah.
You don't know what that is. That's Allen Iverson.
Did he make that comment?
Practice. We talk about practice. Not the game I love. Practice.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Thank you.
I can't. So I won't say this episode was dry. I will say that it just had a lot of dog situations going on for me. Like the whole episode was really based around just dog.
Kibbles and bits. Kibbles and bits.
That's what this whole episode was about.
This episode was brought to you by Kibbles and Bits and Heartworm Collars.
And Bacon Bites.
Bacon?
Is that what they have?
Did you just call it Bacon Bites?
It's Bacon Bites.
It's Bacon Bits.
No, Bacon
No,
Bites.
Bacon Bits is one put on a salad.
Bacon
It's bacon.
Bites. Gotta have that bacon. But before we get into the episode, I want to let you know, if you are new to our channel, we do not get into the nitty-gritty of every detail of the episode. This is a high-level overview. Again, we just get into what's important to the storyline for each couple. So let's just jump right into it. All right, so last week's episode, the couples celebrated their 1-month anniversary as husbands and wives. The show opens up with the couples waking up after their day of celebrating their anniversary. And Vincent and Brianna.
Here you go with the Brinson. Every time
I can't get their names together straight. Brianna and Vincent, not Brinson, sorry, are in bed talking, and he's like, so when you gonna take me out on a boat ride like I did for you for our anniversary? And she's like, I did take you out on one in my dreams. And he was like, I wasn't physically there for that. Let me tell you where I want to go.
And then he starts his whole summer camp list of activities.
I want to go to Cigar Lodge.
Okay.
I want to go go-kart racing. I want to go get a massage. I want to ride like ATVs and stuff. I want to go to like a sports event. I want to go to the zoo.
Okay.
I want to go to the virtual gaming rooms. I want to go zip lining. I want to go to Botanical Gardens. I haven't been yet. Oh, I want to go to the aquarium. Where else do I want to go?
I feel like the list he was giving was more like things he may have missed out on in his childhood. He was looking to recap or refill all those voids that he hadn't had a chance. And this is just my observation. I'm like, this is a lot of stuff.
It's right on.
I want to go to Disney. I want to go to Botanical Gardens. I didn't get to go to the zoo.
I would go go-karting.
I want to go go-karting.
It sounds like the livest summer camp ever.
He was looking for a permission slip form to be signed and dated. He was
by
ready
his
to go.
abuela.
Not his abuela. I can't. It's too early in the episode. So yeah, he was just going on and on about where he wanted to go, like a whole rant. And I was like, okay, Vincent, you're doing too much in this scene.
He planned on paying for all these activities with his dream jobs.
Listen, and Brianna was like, I thought you were just going to say like a dinner and a movie. I wasn't expecting you was going to give me your entire bucket list, you know, in life. Like, come on, chill out.
She better not say that. You know she'll hurt his feelings.
Oh, God, we don't want that. So let's move on to the next scene. That's all they had going on in that scene. The next scene shows Eric and Virginia. They're in bed and they're talking about how well their anniversary went from the night before. But to me, Eric seems like he's on something as he's talking. Did he seem kind of like, is it drunk or maybe it's just a hangover or?
Yeah, it's got to be a hangover because he's like, he might still be drunk from the night before. Trying to keep up with her, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, he wasn't 100% himself.
Yeah, no, he was like slow.
He was very slow, and he was talking slow with his hands. And
you can leave.
I was like, what? Okay, so they're in bed and they're talking, and then Eric goes on a tangent about Virginia's dog. So they go from one topic about how well and how happy they were until, and then they get into how Virginia's dog is not well behaved, not well trained. He needs better manners. And then all of a sudden it just goes left quick.
I feel like he comes in between us and our relationship.
Remember this conversation?
You don't need to be like that.
No, I'm over like this, to be honest. Like, bring up that it's gonna cause a fight, so.
I have no clue what's going on right now. Just a dog, you know? I mean,
like, I was depressed when I got Rocky, and he like saved me, and that's why we're so close. And I've told him that.
Yeah, she can't take any criticism of her dog, and he is intoxicated of some sort. And can't execute his ideas very well
it's
at all.
It's not coming out good at all. So
like,
much
it's
so
just a train wreck.
She jumps out the bed, runs out to the producers, starts crying to them, saying that, you know, they're not in a good place, and they had a fight. And they're like, wait, what? You had a fight? And she's like, yeah, you know, I just want to run away from all this. And it's just like, how'd y'all get here so fast?
You know, I had Rocky when I was depressed, and he listened to me. Like, he can't go nowhere else. You own the keys to the kibbles. He got to stay around to eat.
Yeah.
No, what? But they call that what? Comfort dogs? Comfort pets?
I don't think it's called a comfort pet. What is it called? Drop it in the comment section below. It's not called a comfort.
No, they have service animals.
It's not a service animal either.
It's a comfort pet.
That's what it's supposed to provide, but that's not what it's named. Drop it in the comment section for us. You know what we're saying when you have a pet and it's only there for like your comfort. It's not called
I know what I'm
dog.
saying. It's called a comfort pet.
It's not. That's not the term, but
comfort
it's close.
Animal.
It's close, but I know it's not that.
How you gonna tell me what it's not and you have no suggestions?
Because I want the audience to tell us. I know they know for sure, and I don't want to tell you, and then you be like, "That's definitely not it." So I'm not gonna go down
comfort
that road.
animal, and I'm not talking about the service animal for like the blind or something. This is like
for comfort.
Pet,
yeah, but it's not called comfort. I forget what it's called. That's not the term. You're just gonna ignore me.
A well-being animal.
Well behaved.
Well-being.
Jesus. All right. So So they go left.
I know what the words that are coming out of my mouth are.
Chris Tucker.
But the whole are they talking about a dog for real? Is he saying the dog has no manners?
He's not well trained. He's not well behaved. Doesn't listen. He needs some grooming, and not like for his body, but you know.
Now I agree. Yeah, we'll get into it. But he's gonna blame it on his military. Now you just gotta stick up somewhere.
And with that, we ain't gonna give you no more. That's what happened in that scene. Let's move on to the next scene.
Let's go.
Next scene is Clara and Ryan. They're in their apartment and they invite over like a yoga instructor. They're doing something called tantric yoga. I believe that's what I heard them say. Tantric yoga.
How you spell it?
Why, you gonna Google it? Anything for me to be on top of you.
I'm gonna buy the audio book so we can listen to it.
Well, listen to what? The instrumental?
Instructions.
I'm done with you.
We can invite this lady over. If they have her, we need to go fast forward to the credits, see if they gave her contact information.
Get out of here. So tantric yoga is to bring them closer together sexually. Clara clearly is frustrated with Ryan, and she's trying to entice him by any means necessary. Wasn't it from a movie too? By any means necessary. I forget what movie.
There's a lot of slogans.
Sorry. Okay, you're right.
Usually, what people say when they get caught cheating. I took steroids. I just wanted to win by any means necessary.
What?
Or war terms like we had to take the village by any means necessary.
What?
Yeah, shouldn't be used in relationship terms.
Okay,
I gotta get that girl by any means necessary. Sounds cute in movies, but it turns into...
It could be a problem.
Yeah, stalking and...
It could be a problem.
Restraining orders.
Yes.
No, back to this scene. Yo, I don't know where they make this dude at.
Listen, when asked, did he feel like this brought them closer together sexually, he was like, no, not at all. Like, I felt really nothing. This really did nothing for me. And Ryan. Claire was too through. She was like, I just don't know what else to do.
This was the most awkward interaction with two human beings touching each other I've ever seen in my life.
Ryan looked like he didn't want her on top of his legs, because at one point he pushed her off. He was like, I think my legs are going numb or something.
Yeah,
and he got her off of his legs.
We just two different types of dudes, and I can't see the world through his eyes. If this was
Patrick, he would have told his yoga instructor, all right, thank you for the first 2 minutes of this exercise, but now you got to go.
I wouldn't have told her she got to go. I mean, I wouldn't have invited her in, but she would have watched. But I know what's going to happen at 2:05.
Wait a second.
It's about to get live. You ain't gonna be rubbing on my legs would have fell off before I would have told you to get out of my life.
Get off of you.
I don't know where this dude is made.
I don't know. And poor Claire, she's just so frustrated to no end.
I never seen this awkwardness. He don't even know how to operate. Like he shuts. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I got no words. I got nothing here. So with that being said, let's move on to the next scene. Virginia comes back from her walk, from talking to the producers. She told them she doesn't like faking like they're in a good place when they're not. She revealed in that moment to the producers that they got into an argument, and they got into an argument at the bar last night because Eric said that she disappeared for 40 minutes and he couldn't find her.
I canceled for you.
I don't want to get a fight every time I want to go out. And you getting mad that I disappeared, even though that's not what happened.
We're gone for 40 minutes.
I was literally in the bathroom and then at the bar. Like,
no.
Yeah.
Virginia is now back in the apartment having a panic attack in the bed because she's saying that she's drowning and she's failing at being a good dog mom, a cat mom. She hasn't seen her cats in a long time. Her friendships aren't the same. And Eric tries to console her and she's like, please stop, please stop. And then he's like, you know what? If you want to go, then leave. Like, I can't with this. Like, the way they turn on and off is crazy to me.
Alcohol's involved, I believe, most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
And he is controlling, but at the same time, she is out of control. Because I don't understand how you can go, if we're at a bar, they keep saying bar, this ain't no like super club,
right? Where
you gonna be standing in line. Like,
yeah, from what I could see, it was
the way she's dressed, they were at a bar. She's got a t-shirt and a t-shirt. You know what I mean?
Jeans and a t-shirt, yeah.
So if you're at a bar, unless you went to the bathroom and we now need to leave the bar, because if you've been in the bathroom for 30 minutes, you don't want to be at the bar no more.
You need to go home.
Yeah. So it don't add up. And that's where I'm like, he's control. I think he's coming off controlling, and maybe he is controlling.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to guide her and pull her along to what is a reasonable expectation of your wife.
Of course, yes, I agree.
Like, I used to go out a little more, but when we got together, you let it be known, like, I'm not into you going out every weekend.
This is the truth. Yes.
And then it's not controlling.
And he had his Virginia moment.
You said, yeah.
Why can't I go out? Like, you know, what
is
the problem going on?
I didn't like hearing it.
But it made sense when I'm saying it now. Fast forward 10 years later, doesn't it make sense?
No. It makes sense. It made sense at the time. It's when you're starting to date someone or starting to get, and that's the only way we can look at this. It's like they're starting to date.
Yeah.
Like, it's not controlling when you tell someone what you will and you won't put up with.
I hate to say that, like, Eric is trying to train her. But in a marriage, like, the levels are different versus like relationship, because when you're married and you have the title as husband or wife, like, you know this phrase that, you know, Uncle Ben gave to Spider-Man, great power comes with great responsibility, something to that.
The pot should never call the kettle black.
Y'all know what I'm freaking saying. I'm saying there's levels to this. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying when you hold the title as wife, that's a higher standard than just girlfriend. So you have to uphold certain standards. And you have to think like, okay.
To whom much is given, Much is expected.
Something like that Uncle Ben said to Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
With power comes responsibility.
Yeah. Something to that effect. Y'all know what we're saying, that
I don't
Uncle
know who
Ben,
Uncle
before he
Ben
got
is.
shot. His
the
uncle.
only Uncle Ben I know make grits and oatmeal.
He makes rice, and it ain't grits or oatmeal.
I don't cook.
This is why we can't. We are horrible at quoting some people, but we know
But
what
go
we're
back.
talking
Go
about.
back to what you were saying. Get back on track.
I'm saying Virginia gotta realize she can't be running around being a girlfriend in a marriage. Like, you have to act like a wife. If you want your husband to respect you as a wife, you need to be doing wife things. And doing wife things is keeping your husband in the know at all time. And that doesn't mean that he's controlling you. That means you're giving him the opportunity to know that A, you're safe.
That's right.
And B, that you respect him enough to keep him aware of your surroundings and what's going on with you at all times. And you would expect that vice versa, because at the end of the day, the two of y'all are all y'all got in this marriage.
I don't know where the hell she's coming from, thinking she can run around drinking all the time and sleeping in people's houses.
And to me, let's just go back to the moment in time that she disappeared for 40 minutes. You know how long 40 minutes is?
Ain't no way.
You know how long 40 minutes is to have gone somewhere with your husband and you disappear for 40 minutes? Just sit at a restaurant table with your husband and let him go to the restroom and be gone for 40 minutes. And you're sitting at the table like,
Actually, that might happen.
Dying there? Like, what?
We got 2 kids, and if they don't have to go to the restroom when I go to the restroom, that might be the only time, the only 40 minutes I get by myself.
Ain't nobody, we ain't gonna sit there and wait for you.
Chop it up with the bathroom attendant.
All right, and you go on and do that and see when you get back to the table, the bill will be paid and we'll be gone.
That'll work.
You know what? That was it for that scene. Let's move on to the next scene. So the next scene shows Haley and Jake. They're at home talking and hashing things out about how they fell out at their 1-month anniversary dinner at that table when he was like, you know, you don't have to worry about seeing me ever again. You know, I'll be gone in 4 weeks too. Remember when he threw that shade at her?
Well, she threw shade first because she was like, yeah, and I never have to see those people again.
When she hugs people. Yeah. And he was like, well, best believe you won't ever have to see me again either. So they was going blow for blow at this winery that day.
I think he was just telling her for real what was real.
He was keeping it 100. She couldn't handle it.
Everything he said, she had already said to him.
Yeah, she did. And so in this moment, in this scene, Jake said he apologized for how he lashed out at her because he was still having some feelings on certain issues with her, and I believe it's with the physical touch and not being physically attracted to him and all that. So he said those issues weren't resolved, so that's why he lashed out. But he apologized.
And they're not going to be resolved.
I know.
You can't call me ugly and say you're not attracted to me.
Yeah.
Or corny or goofy.
That's hurtful. That's hurtful.
I'm not going to be around them type of people, and if they come around me, I'm going to make them hurt before they hurt me.
So Haley
did
Jake's apology, but the question she asked him was really weird to me. She was like, so do you plan on having any more fights with me anytime soon?
It's because Jake's a rock.
And Jake's like, no, I don't plan on it. I mean, this is why I know you don't know what marriage is. Because you see me and Patrick sitting right here, we could be fine in this moment. And if he say the wrong thing in the next scene, we could fall right out.
Yeah.
But I love him to pieces. But we could fall out quick if you say the wrong thing or give me the wrong energy.
And I'm ready for it.
Let's move on. Paige invites her brother over with his wife to her apartment to catch up on what's been going on with her. She says that she hasn't really given them any updates on where she's at with Chris. During talking to her brother, she said that she had a revelation that she was actually obsessed with the fact of just being married.
Yeah.
So she has come to terms with that. And then she said she feels like she was given the short end of the stick in this process, which we've heard her say before.
She absolutely was.
She really was, though. And then her brother encouraged her, to try to see that there are greater things to come for her and not to just, kind of, sink and stay in this place of, upsetness. Is that a word? Upsetness? Grief. I can't come up. Just don't be mad. Like, try to see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel for you. Pretty much.
Yeah,
and just
out of
to
your
keep
life.
Yeah, you didn't
It's
waste
a
much
month.
time. Yeah.
It's a month, and if you're smart, you can learn so much from your interactions with Chris. So take the good out of it. It was only a month. So you can't possibly be that distraught over it.
Broken. Yeah, it's not like you put years into this.
But
you know?
she's finally sounding smart.
Yeah, and saying that you have to kind of choose yourself at some point.
Yeah,
you know.
I hope she lives up to it, but I have a sneaky suspicion
that she won't.
No, I don't want to say that, but I think Chris might be done.
Yeah.
But I think if he tried one more time, I think he could have her with the banana purse one more time.
You might be right.
She definitely, I saw a glimmer in her eye of banana purse.
You might be right. So that was it pretty much for that scene. So let's move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Next scene shows Clara and Ryan. They're in bed and they're talking about how she has a trip for her flight attendant duties. What?
Like she got drafted into the service. Her flight attendant duties. She got to go to work. Okay. That's all she does. She's going to work on a plane.
To work for a 3-day trip or something like that. And so Ryan begins to ask her, like, can he have permission to take her dog Miska to like a dog training? He wants to learn how to communicate properly with her and just learn her and understand her. And Clara in her like single interview is like, I just find it funny that he's trying to learn how to navigate the dog, but he's not trying to learn how to navigate me.
What, navigate these cheeks? Huh? You lying. They said it and it's confirmed. This just in. Miska has gotten farther with Ryan than Clara. Do you mind if I take Miska out to get a bath and massage?
So Ryan said that, he feels like Clara is only focused on one thing and he's focused on connecting on a deeper level and wants to be sure that in this marriage she is actually the one. So I think he's feeling all the pressure and he's catching all her hints, but he's like blocking them.
He's feeling the pressure.
He is.
He's connecting, but he ain't connecting deep enough.
He's trying to say that he hear her, but he don't want no parts of that because he wants to connect with here.
And I know y'all out there in the comments, y'all, I read a lot. Oh, I like to hear Patrick's point of view from a man's perspective. And on this situation, I got nothing because I've never looked at the world through a person like Ryan's eyes. Soft. Give your wife the business. I can see, oh, he's religious, premarital. Y'all married.
There's really no excuse.
There's no more. I don't want to hear no, oh, well, trust me, she's not trusting you.
Yeah.
She don't trust you to get the job done.
She's getting big mad, too.
Yeah,
so.
she want an outhouse and you don't got the wood.
I'm going. Moving on. Next scene shows for the first time in the Married at First Sight history, every wife is bringing a dog into the marriage. The next few scenes shows the husbands dealing with their new duties as a dog dad. So funny to hear that. Each husband is trying to figure out and work to connect with their wives' dogs. And they're taking them out, for their walks. They pee, to pee and poop. They're taking them, to get their bags. They're even taking them out to, go shopping at the pet store, get little dog toys. And then they show Chris and ask him, like, what's his connection with Paige's dog?
Bentley and Chris.
Chris was foul for that. So much so, Pastor Cal was like,
I don't care about Paige. And you think I care about Bentley? That's what he should have said. Yeah.
But the face that Pastor Cal made is what did it for me.
I'm all about Mercedes. I don't rock Bentleys. I should be a rapper.
Really?
Bars.
Moving on. Haley and Jake are trying to take their relationship to a fun level. So they do. They go out for go-kart racing. And it clearly is just the two of them in the entire building.
That will be dope.
There was really nobody there. And they go for a race and they make a bet like who can win. And Haley smoked him.
I would have cut her brake lines. You're not gonna call me corny and then just live with me like we're buddies.
Yeah, they had a good time and
I'd
she did a lot of laughing and smiling. So
Rubbin's racing. I'd have put her in the wall. You ever seen Days of Thunder?
No.
When Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise? No,
yeah.
I never seen it. I heard of it. Never seen it.
How you gonna put the whole cast out there?
Because I heard of it, but I never
Tom Cruise,
watched it.
NASCAR driver, got in a big wreck, came back from it. Never seen it. His love interest was Nicole Kidman. Doesn't ring a bell.
Anyway, they had a really good time. They had a lot of laughs, a lot of smiles. They seemed like they were trying to like get over the hump. So that was it for that scene.
They don't like each other. They not gonna like each other. Y'all just passing the time doing activities. When y'all get back home, he go to his room. He goes to the spare bedroom, gets all his vitamins and muscle milk.
And that's it.
Yeah,
and that's it.
That's it.
Let's move on to the next scene. Chris invites his mom over to the apartment for dinner, and they talk about, you know, how he doesn't know what he's feeling. His mom said, but, you know, Paige is a very sweet girl, and he's like, she is. And Chris is like, well, I don't talk to Paige. She doesn't talk to me. I try to call her a few times. She doesn't answer my phone calls. And his mom was like, rightfully so. You're having a baby by a whole other person. So I was like, thank you, Mom.
Somebody got some sense.
Yeah, so she was like, but y'all can work through it or whatever. And he revealed to his mom that he doesn't want to be with her anymore. And he asked her for a divorce. And his mom seemingly was shocked. Like, but at the same time, she was like, I kind of knew it was going to go this way because they honestly, you know, with the circumstances at hand, there's no sense to like keep themselves together if they know they don't want to be together.
Well, if he knows he don't want to be with her and he having a baby with somebody else, then yeah, I would say they need a divorce.
1,000%. Like,
and he never liked her.
To begin with, from the gate.
From the time he saw her walking down the aisle.
From the gate. He didn't want no parts of her. And he tried, but he
didn't try.
No, he didn't.
He tried to smash, and he did. That's all he was interested in.
That's true.
He didn't give no real effort.
No, he didn't. So, sorry. Not sorry. So, they're done. And that was it. And I'm done with that scene.
Wah, wah, wah. No, but I'm glad Paige in this scene, like, she sounds like she's got her head on, and I hope they give her a spinoff show.
Yeah, well, let's see. So the next scene shows Vincent and Brianna. They go on a bike ride. I don't know if you guys remember a couple of episodes ago, he bought her that cruiser bike. She says that, or he says that he's trying to go back into his workout routine and trying to bring Brianna into it so they can have like their little fitness journey together. So while they are out front getting ready to go for their bike ride, they decide to go in on like a little minor bet. And first they were trying to put money on it, and they were like, no, let's just do something else. So they decided to bet that if he wins, she would do 10 push-ups. And if she won, he would do cleaning up the kitchen for 1 week. So they take off to race, and you can clearly see that he's just letting her win. Because first of all, he's on a mountain bike. She's on a cruiser. He could have switched that gear and zoomed past her in a heartbeat. Because I know if it was Pat, he would not have let me win.
You already know how I get that.
I ain't washing these dishes.
Yeah. He would definitely be trying to be like, nope, sorry.
And I gotta wash dishes?
He was like, no. He would have been back at the front of the house like, where you at though? He would not have let me win. He would have not been so kind. This person right here is so competitive. There's no way. Not even just for fun would he have let me win.
But would you want to win if I let you win?
Absolutely. Hello?
What do you get if someone lets you win?
That's what I get.
Oh, that's why you never be a champion.
Oh, whatever. Anyways, let's move on to the next scene. Eric and Virginia, Lord, they just a piece of work. So they're back at their apartment and they're still stressing each other out in there. And she says she feels bad that she pushes her anxiety onto him. And then Eric talks about how her dogs, or her dog, he needs better manners and training. And again, she gets defensive. Again, she gets teary-eyed. But this time, Eric says he's just trying to have a simple conversation and figure out how they can train Rocky together because he does need training. And she's like, well, he's my dog. And he's like, and you're still saying this is your dog. This is something that we can do together. Where he's now my dog now.
I'm the daddy of that there puppy boss. that puppy my puppy boss. Yo, are we talking about a dog?
No, it sounds like a child. Like the custody battle that's going on.
And you
here.
act like you just know how to train Tex. Like, I was like, yeah, your kids ain't in college. They're on heroin. Who are you to say how I raised my son? Like, wait, we talking about dogs. Like, yo, you know what? Take your fish out of the aquarium. We gonna split them because I don't like the way you handle your fish. And I want my fish raised with castles in the aquarium and blue rocks and not green rocks like you got you're crazy. Animals, y'all.
And then she blows up on the couch, storms out.
Don't touch me.
And it always goes back to Rocky. Why?
Like, damn.
You need a second.
I just want you to know.
Yeah, there's definitely some days where I don't think it's gonna work.
What? Oh, God, dude. That's it. Nothing more. We had no speak. Half to me. And everyone that's in the call is today. Every single person you have. Jimmy.
Yo, but that did look weird. That looked like the way you need to calm down. Like he is definitely a controlling person.
You think so?
Yeah, and it makes sense. Every girl he's ever been with cheated on him.
Well, he did reveal that. He did reveal that. But the part that blew my mind, that showed me that they just be talking to each other any kind of way, is where later that day or that evening, they show them off camera, but you hear the audio and he's like going off on her. And he's like, get away from me. Get away from me. Like, you know what? You've been an a-hole to everybody here in this today. Everybody who's been involved with. I'm just like, this is how y'all talk to each other, but y'all say y'all in love. Like,
I'm not surprised. We already knew that Virginia had some issues. She admittedly said she had issues from her parents or whatever.
Yeah.
So we know she's not good at dealing with this type of thing.
Yeah.
And he probably seeing his dad keep his mom in check the whole time. And that's what he wants. And he's not realizing that ain't what she's going to give. She's not even willing to give the most simplest of requests like you would have of your wife. Like, don't go drinking and hanging out all night with other men.
It's more simple than that. Let's train the dog to not, bite people, because
as the dog's biting her
wrist.
That dog though got the bark though. That dog's like a It's not a it's not a dog. That's just a dog.
But the fact I saw his whole mouth go over her wrist while she was sitting.
He's not biting people. He's just play biting.
I don't do dogs.
Because he wants to control everything. Think about what he does. He's a pilot.
Yeah.
They're in control, instruments,
and then
by the book.
His military background and all that stuff. You have military background, but to me, you don't come off that way because I'm not here for it. First of all, let me say that.
Don't.
What you gonna say?
Don't flatter yourself.
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here!
I'm not controlling because
you know can't be not over here.
What comes with control?
What comes with control?
Work. Now I gotta not only navigate life
Old lazy self over here.
Not only do I have to navigate my own life and come up with what I want to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and like what I want to wear, and then I got to deal with the kids. Now, if I want to control you, not only do I got to do all those things for myself, now I got to start overseeing or doing those things for you. I'm just not interested in it. I'm sorry. I'm just too lazy to be controlled. I'm going to the store. That means I don't have to go. Cool. I might be a while. I can play Madden all day. Cool.
Anyways, and in this scene, Eric and Virginia are going off on each other, and it just makes no sense. I don't know if this is growing pains, like, you know, you have to bicker and fight over the smallest and dumbest stuff, or
no.
What? It's not growing pains.
It's a train wreck of somebody that wants to control his wife,
the benefit of the doubt over
and a woman that don't want to be controlled and don't even like the idea of the basics of marriage.
Facts.
That's what's going on here. It's never going to work.
No. So let's move on to the next scene. The next scene shows the girls going over to Brianna's house to hang out. It is Paige and Virginia, and they're all at Brianna's house. They come to just kind of chop it up, shoot the breeze for a little bit. Paige reveals to the girls that she realizes that, okay, I could have left the marriage earlier. Brianna's face gave me my entire life. She was like,
duh.
You think?
At the end of the day, this was a very emotionally draining process for me. There were times where it's like, okay, like, Paige, you could have walked away a little sooner. Like, I really did.
Think? Now it hits you like you were so late to the game, Paige. Like, we're in episode 12. You should have known this from episode 2.
Yeah.
When he walked you down the aisle and he told you the next morning he didn't want you. That's when you should have been like, I needed to get out of this. But okay, 10 episodes later, here we are, and you just now realizing you should have left the marriage earlier. To each his own. Next part of this scene shows Virginia reveals that she's having a ton of anxiety through this process, and that from things going on at work to where she's going to live because she doesn't want to live in Eric's condo, and to the training of her dog. All these things are like compiling on her. And then she brings up the fact that she needs to go see a therapist because, you know, mental health is important. And that was pretty much it for that scene. There was nothing else to talk about there. And with that being said, I'm moving on. Haley and Jake are in their apartment. They're cooking dinner. They get on the topic of Jake's past relationships, and he brings up some weird crap that he's been through with
pumpkin ladies.
Yeah, like a pumpkin lady or a pumpkin holder lady, some crazy crap. And he was like, you know, he's also had relationships that only lasted 3 weeks, so much so he don't even remember their names. And Haley was like, okay, you got some weird stuff going on there. But while they're talking, I cannot get past the fact that he is eating a pack of burger meat just for dinner, like straight.
Not even like burgers on a bun, just
not on a bun, meat. Not no lettuce, not no.
Not did he Salisbury steak it up?
No,
you know how they do.
It was just straight patties, like a plate of patties. This is.
I can see his arteries clogging up as
just off of that one plate alone. That was just too much for me, and I couldn't get past that in that scene, and that's all I got from that. I'm moving on to the next scene. Brianna and Vincent meet up with Jake and Haley for a pumpkin patch double date. They're out there, and Haley is just kind of giving Brianna the update on where she's at with her marriage with Jake and how they kind of fell out at their anniversary dinner. Just kind of giving her an update on everything that we've already seen and talked about. They talk about also their highs and lows in the marriages. And then Brianna branches off to go talk to Jake about what he feels and, you know, just to get his perspective.
They're obviously plants. They've been instructed to talk to the other one.
This is such an organized conversation. It's not even natural. You can tell that the producers are like, okay, now swap. You go talk to Jake, and then Haley, you go talk to Vincent. It's just.
But Jake don't talk. There's nothing there. And Brianna's really good at like interviewing him. Like she can continue a conversation and kind of pull it out of him. But he's just boring. Him and Haley aren't going to like each other.
No matter what they say, no matter how much you swap people to go talk to each
forced.
other. It's so forced.
They don't want to be together. Forced. Haley's kind of stuck up and got her ways, and Jake is a weirdo.
Sorry to say. And then she's just like, Jake is mentioning to Brianna that, he feels like Haley didn't really get his humor at first and realized that a lot of the stuff that he was saying was jokes. And then they flip the scene to show that Haley is telling Vincent the very same thing. If editing was a person, like this is so like you can see the editing happening here. And she's telling Vincent, like, I really didn't get his humor in the beginning, and I just need to realize. It's just like, okay, this is a forced interaction.
It's not a bad thing. Like, there's people that I just wouldn't. I don't think they're bad people, but if we don't have interest, we're not gonna have interest. And
I think because they don't understand each other and don't have common interests is the reason why they don't mesh. And if they could get a chance to just understand each other and let their walls down a little bit, maybe they could mesh. But that's a long stretch to me.
Ain't nobody listen. If I didn't find you attractive, we wouldn't be together.
Facts.
Like, it's not gonna work. Yeah, it's not shallow or anything like that. Like, if part of being in a relationship with someone is finding them attractive, for me, is finding them. It's not the only thing, but it's part of it. Like, if I don't find you attractive,
and then I don't get your jokes or your humor or your personality doesn't mesh with my personality, then what are we doing here exactly?
And right now they're trying to blame whose fault it is. It really is neither's fault.
It just doesn't work.
If you put them with if the experts would have done their job and put them with people that matched them better, then they probably would have been as good as Brianna and Vincent, which I'm not saying they're good.
And with that being said, I want to move on to the next scene because some of these scenes are kind of dry to me and forced, and I just can't deal with them. So let's move on.
I'm with you.
Virginia and Eric are seen in their apartment again, and they look like they just came off of an argument. And they're trying to make it right at this point, but they're in their kitchen making dinner, and it's just really silent between them. Or it could be editing. We don't know, but it's just a very quiet scene to begin with. And Eric says that there are just going to have to be some crucial conversations that they need to have, and it will be uncomfortable, but they need to learn to work through it, is what he's telling Virginia. They putting you to sleep? They putting you to sleep. It's just...
It's the same old for people that just ain't gonna work.
It's true. And then Eric says he sees the change and effort that Virginia's trying to make.
Since yesterday.
Since last night. And then Virginia says that with her being single and independent for so long, it's just that she has to get used to having someone to support her. And it appears that they have resolved their issue for now. But here's the thing that boggles my mind.
No.
You signed up
to
be married, to have this support, to have the other body with you. And here you are saying, it's just because I've been single so long, I just didn't know, or I just got to get used to that. Ain't this what you asked for, though?
They not resolving anything. They keep saying, we know we're going to have this conversation at some point. And it's going to be okay. No, now.
Yeah.
That's where y'all messing up. You not having it now. You letting it fester and now. Look, I don't want you hanging out with them two dudes and sleeping at their house. I don't like it, and I'm not gonna go for it. If you do it, neither one of us are gonna be happy moving forward.
Yeah, because this ain't gonna work out good.
That's how I need. That's.
But they tiptoe around stuff. They tiptoe around the dog situation. He can't get a full sentence out because she's having a whole meltdown about it. It's just...
If your dog fake bite my foot again, I'm putting him through the wall.
Fake bite. I can't. So let's talk about the last few final scenes of this episode. Clara is back from her work trip as a flight attendant. Ryan gives her an update on how well the dog training went. Then they show the scene that the guys link up at Eric's apartment, and that includes Jake, Ryan, Vincent, and Eric. They talk about their dogs and their work-life balance with their dogs and how they try to, have their Teams call or their Zooms call, and the dog is like right there and all kinds of craziness. And then they brought up the compromise topic, and Eric started to go in about his issues, and then Jake started to go in about his issues with Haley and their differences in being organized and cleaning, and how she moves all of his muscle milk and vitamins and protein powder and all this stuff she moves it everywhere into the cabinets, which I'm like her. I don't want to see anything on the countertops. I like it clear. And she puts everything in the cabinets, and he says, well, I just went in the cabinet and took it out and put it in the guest room. And then Ryan was like, well, did you ask her? And he was like, no, I just did. I just put it over there because that's where I want it. And Ryan was like, I really think that Jake should be listening to me and be taking my advice, because I have a 99% successful marriage rate outside of everybody here, and he should really take my sound advice.
What?
I don't think Ryan is looking at himself in the mirror
to
Ryan, see what he really got. He's really delusional.
Ryan if that's the way he thinks, he got
another thing.
You got some problems, bro, because your girl is wanting.
Yes. So the next scene after that comment shows Ryan is now back at his apartment with Clara, and they're on a couch lounging around, and he's kind of telling her, what they talked about at the guys' meetup situation. And he even talks about how Virginia and Eric are having like dog struggles and all this other stuff. And then he just goes on a whole long tangent, which I started to tune out. I couldn't tell you what he talked about. I know the topic was on trust, but I even tuned out, because even Clara looked like she wasn't listening. She started rubbing her eye, and she was just like, the face that she was like, I'm not really hearing none of this.
I think she's like, I trust that you have no idea what's going on over here.
Yeah, she seems very uninterested. And then not even a few seconds later, they show the very final scene where she's at one of the girls' apartments, and all the girls are together, and she is going off. I mean, you can tell she's been holding this in for a minute.
If we're doing everything else, what is the difference? Yeah. I don't get it. I don't understand it. We're doing sexting. I'm getting you off every night. I hear you that thing. Right. And it kills out of your text is very pale, rose petals. When to me, it's still just sex.
All of that she said, like, I want to know what she is doing.
Me too.
So
I want you to know what she's doing. I love you.
I want to know what she's doing so much that
use her words. I'm getting him off every night.
She did. She said that, and I want to know how Sway, because he don't even want to do it.
Please, if you know, let Kamar know in the comments what you're doing.
Stop.
She's never above trying new techniques.
Get out of here. I just want to know, like, how is it that Ryan is not thinking, like, okay, I need to satisfy my wife as well? And I'm trying to say it in the nicest, cleanest way possible.
You ain't got no nice, clean way. Oh, I was talking about satisfying his wife. But no.
She's done. She's tired, and she's just letting it out. And all I could think in that scene too was, when Ryan sees that Clara has been spilling all of his business to everybody and for the world to see, he's gonna be pissed, because you can tell he really does not want to share that aspect of his life, rightfully so.
For sure. He's gonna lose all trust for sure. I'm
done with you. And that was the end of episode 12.
Thank God.
I know. So this episode, it wasn't given what it was supposed to have gave, but we was here for it, and
it was. I mean, but it was like,
yeah.
I feel like we.
You feel like what?
Like there was more. I don't know.
That was it.
Cause I was watching it and I was like, what?
Yeah.
But now I can't even remember what they was talking about.
It wasn't memorable. So that was it for episode 12. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about this week's episode. Did you find it interesting? Are you a dog lover? Is this your thing? Are you fighting with your spouse over dog situations.
For 17 cents a day, you can support in the eyes of an angel.
I am just not a dog person, so this episode did not, it didn't get me where
We
it was
have a
supposed
dog.
to. I am.
You
not
are a dog person.
I am a dog owner by default.
Virginia, that's who you are. You're Virginia.
No,
I'm
Patrick
Eric.
is Virginia.
We are married. This is our dog.
And Patrick is also Patrick. This is my dog. My dog.
Yeah, I don't like him. Leave Dallas. I got Dallas.
Dallas is our dog.
I might need you to feed him. It's my dog. I might need you to feed him when I'm gone or something. You can feed him, but don't. He don't like
care.
to listen.
And that is fine by me. Like Sophia said in Color Purple. Fine by me.
I'm gonna show these people my dog one day.
We don't care to see Dallas. We don't care to see Rocky, and we don't care to see Tex-Mex. We don't care to see.
You acting real Christian right now.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not ruthless like that though. Like
I've heard you say you don't give a damn about my dog. I'm not laughing.
Lie.
What do you say all the time? You can't wait for what?
I can't wait for the end of this episode. So be sure to hit the like button to support our channel. Also, be sure to click the subscribe button to support our channel. We are growing so much. We are so grateful and thankful to you guys again for watching. And we will see you guys in the next episode.
Deuces.
Bye, you guys.